Hey guys, here is the first match we've actually done during the Tub 3v3 Summer Qualifiers. So I'm showing that to you right now. We're just getting off our first move. I decided to switch to more of a rushing team, so you see a lot of Nazukas, a lot of Goros, uh, very few Bonnie Anns. I don't really think that a huge amount of Bonnie Anns are needed. Now, Bonnie Ann is excellent, don't get me wrong. She's long range. She's got 5 total range. She's got amazing epics to pick from and an infinite range heal. She's absolutely busted. But the way Rio's been playing lately is he's been throwing up a ton of barricades and stuff, so I'm going to be exploiting that by bringing rushing units. Because when he throws up a barricades, it gives something to duck under, so to speak. And it also makes it so that when he moves up with his whole musket line, well, heck, I've got a witch doctor and I've got a musketeer, I can bomb it. So what does he do instead? He moves up a single unit. And even with 2 forts on, it's a very precarious thing to do, especially when you're stranded out there all alone. So having the rushing units is a way to kind of punish him for that. As you can see, he's trying to hit all the units that are out there. I'll be fine. I can duck them behind a pillar too. That's another advantage of having units that are very fast like Nazika. So y'all are also seeing the power of Eggseater and his slows and Witch Doctors. As you can see, they go for some nice combos early on. The strength of Witch Doctors, not their AoE's muskets, have that going for them. Instead, they can get up in your face, they can bomb you to death. Witch Doctors can do like 1,000 damage on their Mornsongs. They could just hit you from far away and just make you hurt really fast early games so that you're constantly on your back foot. That's really how you play Witch Doctor. I'm going for a bit of a combo here. Now, if I recall correctly, I think Rio makes a mistake. It's either here or somewhere later in the game. But he forgets to heal or VA his Bonnie Ann. I think we're about to see it in just a minute. But yeah, guys, like, you always have to be paying attention to what's going on in the field. Now, you see he hit that buff, and earlier I hit the max will buff and the max agility buff. The reason we do that, guys, is so we can get a plus 25% increase in our damage, because that is one of the effects of the base stat buffs, as well as increased criticals. Alrighty. So I'm just going to go ahead and duck my units behind the pillar. I'm going to be taking advantage of the fact that he did not heal his Bonnie Ann like he should have. Alright guys, there's the last bomb. We pick up the kill. Alrighty, so we have a 1 unit advantage at the moment. Our pet gets a nice Rainbow Bless. Guys, the best Witch Doctor pet in the game you can get is Rainbow Bless, Rally, Regroup, Sneaky Sneaky 2, Webs, and Scent 3. So that is the pet to go for. Now I have a pet with all of that in its pool. I've mapped out the pool, and I've actually got something close to it on my Privateer. That was a pet that just used the Rainbow Bless, and I've got something even more close to it coming up on my new Witch Doctor. Guys, and I morph out every Friday at 3 p.m. Central Time. I've been doing that. I've been doing it on Saturdays as well on YouTube, guys. I might actually switch back to Restream.io, and I might be multi-stream. I might actually might actually do some offboarding on the affiliate contract. I might give Twitch like a letter and cancel all that, because there are certain things that you can't do as a Twitch affiliate, and since I've been growing, that's something that I don't want to have to deal with later on. Y'all may be wondering, y'all probably saw earlier how we hit our big buffs. Why do we hit our big buff so early on, guys? It's so that we can do 25% extra damage with our long range hits, our snipes, and our Mornsongs and such. So that's why we did that. Y'all saw us hit some 10 round buffs. That's because we're about ready to head into mid game. Now we're going to go ahead and target the blue Bunny Ann. We're going to get her pretty close to actually getting killed. If I had a hit on my on my musketeer and I was able to hit that body in, we probably could have picked up the kill there. Now you're probably wondering about the Mojo burn. I do Mojo burns on units because you have very little chance of gaining any advantage from killing a pirate this early game unless you can get your units all the way down the field to where you can make that permanent, which, isn't hugely likely. You're more likely to just lose a ton of units. They're more likely to survive their pirates. So when I get a Mojo burn that early in the game, I tend to use it on a unit because a unit has about the same amount of Mojo power as a musketeer. So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm going to go ahead and bomb because I still have some bombs in my deck. I'm going to slow that body in over there with one of the weakest slows. Going to move Matthew Walker down the field, and now we're actually heading into mid game. Now we're finally trying to challenge each other for map control pretty soon. We'll be hitting AoEs, and by AoEs I mean bombs and Mojo storms, not the weak big guns that we've been exchanging along with our morning songs. Guys, we are ready for action right here. Still have some hits on the Witch Doctor, so I'm going to keep Mojo hitting him with morning songs. Pardon me. It's about to say Mojo Storm, and I'm actually within bomb range, which is 7. Now Rio occasionally miscounts the squares. So he'll count like 8 when there are actually 7 between the musket and his units. So that was an example. Actually, what could have happened right there is he could have been concerned about webs. But to be honest, it's not like he'd be able to deploy his units that quickly. So at least drawing one of his units back would have definitely been the call. And for goodness sakes, like, yeah, that was just free damage. Like it hurt him. Good bombs off right there. A good group heal. There we go. I know, guys. That's why the pets are so annoying. There we go. And one thing you notice about pets is you're seeing it right now. They just walk into Overwatch. And since chains in this game are just so random, like, oh my goodness, you get a critical. And then you chain and you do like full damage. You kill like 2 or 3 units. It's like ridiculous. Or you don't chain and, your hit does like less than 100 damage, even though you're not reduced or anything. Chains in this game, the way they work, the accuracy and dodge mechanic, the critical mechanic, when it all comes together, and then you have pets that spawn in and have a mind of their own, it becomes chaos. But thankfully that doesn't happen a huge amount during this match because the pets are fairly isolated from the entire combat for most of the game. And I get barricaded as you can expect because at the time that Rio was playing this match, he had this idea that, I want to relive the old meta, which, fair enough. Like, it was fun times dodging behind barricades and all that, but, you don't want to bring a ton of line units, of line musketeers, because you're just giving charging teams something to duck behind the entire game. So yeah. This is also my counter to something Rio is doing to me, because at one time I used the Juggernaut strategy. I would throw my damage carry up with a 10 of forts, and since since I would always slow like the two people who had purge, um, it was like, well, heck, it always seemed to work, right? And I could also teleport out of bombs and stuff like that if I was in a sticky situation because I carried 2 teleports. Well, Rio's counter was actually to make the musket go second, and he carried purge. That way, I would not be able to slow everyone for very long during the match. So he'd always be able to pressure me back. So that's kind of a counter for that because when he moves up a single unit, I can just countercharge that. So we really do like find ways to counter each other because we do we do face each other quite a bit. It's a very small community. Uh, you know, as far as 3v3s in this game go, I think there are like maybe like 20 teams in this entire game, and a lot of them go on hiatus a lot. So yeah, I mean, you have people come by and they try 3v3 and they realize they're not, all that great at it. You have a couple of people who stick it out and they actually become really good. So there we go. There's an example of what I was talking about with pets. That pet is really annoying because that pet has webs. I really actually have to worry about that pet. And look, they put a barricade right behind me. They're hoping to trap me right here. I think the issue here. Okay, so let's see. I think what I end up doing here is I end up teleporting. See? That's one way you can counter webs. That pet right there that was right next to me, it has webs. And the way I countered it is I teleported away from it. If you teleport away from a pet with webs, webs does not trigger. So, and this gives me carte blanche as well to charge those 2 units he has on the end, because he's not going to retaliate by trying to chow down on my Nausicaa, because my Musketeer is brought into play as well. So it allows me to do that. He won't send his Nausicaa down there either. There we go. We get some free chains off the pet. That was also one of the things I was trying to do there. Although the ideal way that could have played out is I would have chained on someone else other than Musket, because the Musket has a 4-on. But oh well. I mean, I think I get some chains off. Yeah, I do get some chains off. I think we kill like Bonnie Ann or something over here. I don't know. Or it's pretty close. All right. We see a lot of dodges here, guys. Like I'm noticing like muskets seem to dodge a lot from far away in particular. I wonder if range has something to do with the dodge mechanic, or if it's just, I don't know, just a coincidence. It could be a coincidence. Got Omar Kirk right up against the barricade. I'm going to just hunt down those 2 units right there. I'm making sure my Nazca is out of purge range, and then I'm just moving everyone else back. And I'm just picking off those 2 units for free. Overwatch does the job by Chantel. And a guarantee from a charge. Double tap. And bingo, 2 units for free. Guys, Nazca is absolutely amazing, as you can see. You see how you can abuse the range of Nazca. Nazca has like twice the range as most units in this entire game. So, and she can attack and move at the same time, and she's ranged. So, really great companion. Now this lines me up perfectly for a good exchange here, because I get the first hit and I can hit him with all kinds of things. I'm going to go ahead and throw on my Zeal, and just going to bum rush him right away. Here we go, mega bombs. There we go. Going to go for a VA on my Matthew Walker, because I don't want him to get chained down from their musket. That would really suck. That could actually turn things around. Gonna shred into their Bonnie Ann, kill their Bonnie. Use that barricade for Goro. Move my Nazca further back so she can't get exploited. She can't get killed as easily. And there we go. Oh, they decide to counter my Zeal. There we go. They reduce my Otter. We get a reduce glitch. Wow. That's funny. So if y'all don't know what the reduce glitch is where you saw how the reduce took place. The animation for the reduce took place like way after it was actually used. The effect as well, and that's basically what the reduce glitch is. It allows you to do normal damage on the turn that you're reduced. which is ridiculous to be honest. So we're just going to spam with AoEs and run our Nazca around and use our Goro to go bananas on them, basically. Yeah, no, this was a fun match. I mean, it did kind of bring me back to the old days, dealing with barricades and stuff. Um, Goro, I mean, it had been a hot minute since I had used Goro at all. Like, there are reasons why people don't use Goro. Like, Goro, as far as a companion goes, he either performs for you or he completely lets you down. So, yeah. He just completely gets shredded. Like, a bunch of bullets hit him in this game, he just dies. Like, other companions like Nazika and Emmett, they're tough. They can take shots, and they shoot back. See what I'm saying? So, that's why I don't usually see a whole lot of Goro. Now, the unique situation why I use Goro for this match, though, is because Rio was on that barricade stuff, and I was like, I had to show him the counter to barricades. It's kind of what I had been doing during this match. But yeah. Well, that's GG. And we are on to the next round of the tournament. This is, of course, the qualify for the playoff games, which we'll have next year at around the same time. And then we'll have our championship games the month after. Um, and ultimately, we'll crown champions in four categories at least. So that will be 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, all that good stuff. So that's it, guys. Peace. I'll see y'all in another video.